Hey everyone, welcome to this daily dose reading. My name is Linda. This is a timeless reading. Even though it's posted as a daily, you can come across this video at any time and find wisdom and insight here. If this is the right reading for you, you'll know it. So I've pre-shuffled from various decks and pulled cards with different placements. So let's get started. This is Where Am I Now? Wheel of Fortune. What challenges do I face? The Emperor. What resources can I use? Nine of Wands in reverse. Hidden Forces, King of Swords, and the potential outcome is the Child of Worlds in reverse. That's the Page of Pentacles. And the rune we have here is for the spiritual lesson. All right, let's get into it. So where you are now is the Wheel of Fortune upright. So it seems like things are going really well. Like you may be seeing right now the physical manifestation of dreams and how do you say that? Like you may have set in motion things in the recent past towards your dreams or creations that you have been wanting to bring into being, and you might be starting to see those things come to fruition. There's something like feeling successful and accomplished in the Wheel of Fortune. What challenges you face right now is the Emperor. Maybe for some of you, you might be seeing like, I'm seeing this in two ways. It could be that the Emperor is a person. There could be someone that you have around you. It could be a boss or a father figure or someone around you that maybe is challenging you by trying to apply more discipline than maybe you feel like you want to deal with. That's one way I could see the Emperor. Another way I could see the Emperor is that maybe you are already seeing so much success in such a short time as a result of some things you've set in motion that you may be feeling a little bit overwhelmed by the responsibility and the discipline required to maintain that. And I'm saying that as well, keeping in mind that the Page of Pentacles is here in the outcome, the potential outcome of this reading. So that could be feeding into this idea here of, you maybe being overwhelmed by too much success too quickly, and you might not be feeling like you have the experience or the discipline to actually maintain that progress. You might be feeling already a little bit burnt out, which is what the Nine of Wands here is saying too. So the Nine of Wands in reverse in this position is what are the hidden forces. So again, I'm seeing it tied into this part of the reading where it feels like you might be blowing up really quickly. You might be seeing like a massive success in a short amount of time, and you might be feeling unprepared for that, and you might be already kind of feeling a little overwhelmed on one end of the spectrum or burnt out on the other end of the spectrum, somewhere in between there. So as far as the placement of the card being about what resources can I use, I would say the message there would be to find some balance, apply discipline to your situation so you have like set routines that help you maintain your energy and maintain balance. Make sure obviously you're getting rest. You also need to learn how to say no to certain things. The Nine of Wands can be about boundaries. It can also be about, like if you have an independent streak, and that's what like this reading is sort of describing here, is like you have manifested some visions and you're having a lot of success, and probably I would say mostly this reading is about business for some, mostly. There is always going to be, when you start out in a new endeavor, if you're an entrepreneur, the first like part of it will always be a climb that is inevitably going to mean that you're overworked, underpaid, and feeling a stress and exhaustion that is extended for a period of time. So you need to figure out like what is manageable for you, what is sustainable for you, what can you withstand and for how long, and just figure out how to manage your resources in a really practical way so that you can get to your goals without burning out before you see the success that you know you can have. Okay, the Hidden Forces, King of Swords here. I feel like this could be a person actually. Both Emperor and the King of Swords could be a person, and they might be the same person for some of you. I feel like there's a person that could be very supportive of you but could also be very challenging. Someone that is maybe a mentor figure, or someone that gives you good advice, or someone that you go to that is a little older than you, wiser, more experienced, and has good practical advice to offer. I feel like that person here could be really supportive for you and giving you a lot of truth. Not all of that truth will be easy for you to handle. Like, this person might actually be someone that calls you out on places where you are bullshitting yourself or other people. And so that's really supportive energy, actually. Because those kind of people that really are straight up with you are the ones that can really love you the most, actually, and will help you see where your blind spots are or where you're selling yourself short and maybe would be potentially missing out on the success that you know that is possible if you don't, like, you've got to face those things. And sometimes it takes other people to show us that and guide us towards where our shortcomings are, because it's sometimes hard for us to see those things on our own. Now, the Page of Pentacles in the reverse position is in the position of the reading for the potential outcome. So I'm seeing this kind of come together now, where, like, if you are in this position where you're having a lot of success quickly, but you don't have the discipline necessarily, or even the skills perhaps, to actually see something through, there's a risk here that you could burn out and like a project may not go to fruition because you either lack the maturity, or you lack the devotion, or the commitment, or the discipline, or the intelligence to manage the resources in the way I was describing earlier, with regard to figuring out what's sustainable, what you can manage, how to schedule your time and your resources so that you can actually go through the birthing phase of something in order to get it to where it can go. Alright, I hope that makes sense. Page of Pentacles in reverse can have like a lot of passion and enthusiasm and excitement for something, but he could burn out. That's also the theme of the Nine of Wands. These two cards both kind of hinting towards burning out, or being undisciplined or disorganized and not able to see something through to the end. So it's important to have a long-term vision. That's what I'm also seeing here. Like, what I'm seeing here with these two influences, the Emperor and the King of Swords, is someone that has maturity and experience and can see a long-term vision, and they can inspire you and provide that kind of those reminders to kind of help you when things get tough and when you feel like you want to bail and ditch on something before it's seen its way through to a successful completion or a resolution. So, if you have pushed out some big dreams into the universe and you're seeing some results early on, just make sure you have the endurance and the vision to see something through to the end. Make sure you're paying attention to the details, that you are managing your finances as well, that you're balancing out a long-term vision with like the really boring, mundane, day-to-day details that need to be handled in order to achieve something big, right? And then finally, this rune is called Gibo, which is the gift, actually, and it's a very positive rune. It's a very successful rune. It doesn't really have a reversal, obviously. So it's about success, definitely, but it's also about contracts and partnerships. It can be that maybe some of the people that are showing up in this reading could be potential partners, but I feel like you're actually the person on the younger side of the scale here, and this other person is someone that's a little bit older. And there could be a potential here for you to partner with this person, possibly. Oh, I just noticed something cool. The Wheel of Fortune is number 10, which the Roman numeral is the same symbol as the rune here, Gibo or Jibo. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. But in any case, I'm seeing this reading more or less about business. And I'm seeing the potential for you to partner with someone who is very experienced and a lot more mature and worldly than you are. And I think that they do see the potential in you, but I feel like they're kind of just hanging back at it for now to potentially see how you handle yourself in this first stage of things before they choose to join you. That's one interpretation that I'm seeing with the rune there as the spiritual lesson. Another reading of that rune has to do with sacrifice. So that's also something that could play into this reading. If you were talking about your dreams and visions here, it's like, what are you willing to sacrifice, and what parts of your flighty or immature, underdeveloped personality needs to be sacrificed in order for you to rise up and meet your own potential to actually manifest what it is that you are envisioning. I hope that makes sense. Because there's a lot of potential here. The Wheel of Fortune, I mean, this whole spread is there is so much here that is leading towards the achievement of goals and a huge success in a very, I feel like this is a global energy. It's not like a small energy. It's very worldly. There's also a monetary success in here in the potential. But again, with the Page of Pentacles in the reverse, I feel like there's some immaturity in you, or something that's underdeveloped or lacking in experience that could play against you. But it doesn't have to, if you realize it and strive towards addressing those issues and facing your own shortcomings and dealing with what you might need to sacrifice in order to attain and achieve the goals that you have set. My friends, that is today's reading. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you found something in there that really will help and support you. It's been an honor and a pleasure to read for you. Thank you so much. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next reading.